Today we're going to unbox the new Pepwave Pro 5G. We've got 3 of them here that have arrived in Australia, and we're going to show you the new BR1 Pro 5G, unbox it and show you how we connect it also up to Mobility 40G. And we're going to sit beside it another box which we're going to have the BR1 Pro, the previous model. Now, one of the things you'll notice when you open boxes, if you happen to get 3 of them like we have here, you can rotate them around and you'll see this "Welcome to Peplink" inside. Now, I'm just looking at the packaging already, and one of the things I'm noticing is that the packaging is really minimizing environmental impact wise in terms of reduced plastics. Like, I'm just pulling things out here and you'll see the little amounts of plastic, like this bag, that's reusable, but most of this is cardboard. It's really, I think Peplink are really making a concerted effort to keep the environmental impact down. Like, this is the only plastic bag on this level. Let's pull this little tray out of things. And look at that, no plastic bags on the antennas. Well done, Peplink, on reducing the environmental impacts. I think that's a compliment to the company making some efforts there to be conscious, and that benefits us as partners and installers. So let's have a look at all the individual components, and I'll pull these all out and set one of them up with all its individual. So we've opened up the box. We've taken out the BR1 Pro 5G, the tray of the GPS antenna, power supplies. Love the orange Velcro. And we've also got our 5 antennas in here. Now, if you're going on to another antenna system, then you might not want to use any of these antennas. We're going to pull out the 2 Wi-Fi antennas, because we'll use those, but we're going to actually use a different antenna. So I'll put those aside here. Power supply. Now, a little trick with these, just put your fingernails into there and pull this out, and that folds out of the way, or it flaps out of the way, so to say. Your power supply, just grab the bag. Now, depending what country you're in, we're in Australia, so Australia, New Zealand, and around the Pacific here, we often use this style of plug. That'll just slide onto here quite nicely. So I'll just slide that on. Hey presto. Now, the power, this is the 4-pin Molex. You'll see it's using 3 pins in there. This unit here, for its power, goes on there. So there's only the one power option on these units. If you're used to using some of the other systems that we've had previously, you'll need to change your connectors over to match. While we're looking at this, we've got here your 2 Wi-Fi connections here at this end. You've got your 2 LAN ports and a WAN port. You've got your status symbols, and you've also got your handy little reset. Flip this around to the back, and you'll see there the 4 cellular antenna connections, GPS, and a SIM card slot. Now, one of the things you really want to do is when you get your new 5G gear, you want to get it up and running, and you want to try it out on the 5G networks. Now, take note of the back here, the SIM cards. These are not full-size SIM cards. They are a smaller size, and they do not take the full-size SIM. Now, we've got here a shell from another SIM we've popped out for something else. It doesn't fit in there. And if we break the shell down into its next layer, it also doesn't fit. You need to go right down to the small thing. So this is very much the same as what you have in your smartphones, such as Androids and iPhones now. You need that smaller size. To get the cover off the back of the SIMs where the A and the B slot go, you need to have a screwdriver that is a PH2. So this is a PH2 size screwdriver. That's the correct size to use. You don't need a lot of force, just gentle with it. And remember to put the SIM cover back on once you put your SIMs in. With attaching your Wi-Fi antennas, first of all, they'll have Wi-Fi built onto them, but these are what are called reverse SMA connectors. So they are different from the cellular. You'll notice the pin is sticking out here, while on the cellular side there'll be no pin. The pin will actually be in the antenna side. So these are reverse polarity SMA, and they just gently screw on, like so. finish with this hole facing up, so you can then fold your antenna up. If you rotate, they'll come off, so just put a bit of extra finger tension on when you swing them out. There you go, there's your Wi-Fi antennas. Now what we're going to attach to the back, we're not going to use the antennas in the box this time. We're actually going to attach here the Mobility 40G antenna. So I'm going to grab one of those out of a box I've got here and show you how that goes on. So here we have the perfect antenna to go with the BR1 Pro 5G. These are the new Pepwave antennas. They are 5G rated. This one's black. You can get them in white as well. So the difference is you've got black, you have white writing on the label. If it's white, you have black label writing. Okay, so these just come out quite easily as one set. So with the antenna out of the box, you'll find you'll have a securing ring, a bunch of different screws for different sorts of mounting, and a mount bracket. Easiest way to get these out is flip them upside down. Lift these two flaps up the back and just unfold, and everything is inside. Remove the ring grip out of the way and get the cables. Now we don't want to pull everything out of the box with this one, so we're just going to take the antenna cables and attach them directly to the back here. So there we go, we have the Puma 401 connected through into the BR1 Pro 5G. So we've got antenna A, B, C and D and GPS. The GPS antennas, they all have the same connector. I'll just undo this one to show you. They all have SMA. So on this one here, you'll see the SMA, the pin is inside the plug, while the socket has a hole. So these are SMA, while the Wi-Fi ones are generally reverse polarity SMA. And they just gently twist on, do them up firm. Depending on the situation, you may want to put some lock nut compound in there, and you also may want to put on each of these. If you're going into a mobile situation, we recommend putting a bit of lock nut compound underneath all of these screws, or just put a bit of hot glue from a hot glue gun on them just to help hold them in place. We find that works really well. So here's our bonus. We're going to show the previous model of the BR1 Pro right next to the BR1 Pro 5G. So we've got the box here. I'll just flip this open. Some of the packaging out. And you'll notice here, different sort of packaging, a lot more plastic and styrofoam. But very different design. So slide this out. You'll notice that all the connections are at the single side. We've got the same style of power. Our Wi-Fi are on the outside, the cellular in the middle, GPS, secondary power on the side. Now these take the full size SIM card. You'll notice the larger, if it just sits on top, you'll notice the larger SIM capacity there compared to the smaller one. And if I swing around the front here, side by side here, and you'll notice that we've got 2 LAN ports compared to 4 LAN ports, a WAN, and like most of Peplink systems, you can change the WAN to a LAN in the firmware. Same here. The status lights are at the front there and over here, and you've got your reset button. So in terms of footprint size, not much difference. You can see them there, side by side. They take up about the same, but just lifting that up, the BR1 Pro is certainly heavier than the BR1 Pro 5G. So in looking at the packaging again on the BR1 Pro 5G, you'll notice Peplink have had a bit of fun with the packaging, where they've got the welcome to Peplink, where if you rotate the boxes around, and peplink.com, BR1 Pro 5G, always connect. This is a great little setup here with the 2 antenna options, where you can either use the internal antennas in the box or pair it up with an external antenna. In this case, the Mobility 40G.